Maddie did it. We'll start with you. Senior, coming off of senior day, go into the last week of the regular season with a chance to play for, with a win on Thursday, you guys would win an outright championship. How fun is it to go into last week of the year being in control of, and if we do this, we get this, instead of having to rely on other teams and other results?
It's exciting. I mean, you don't want to be in a different spot knowing that we have control over that. And as long as we can take care of business, and it's in the palm of our hands and we can get it done.
Then yesterday, senior day, have you wrapped your head around now 4 years being here, and if with 3 straight 10-win seasons, which hasn't been done in 2.5 decades, and playing to make a history if you did become the third team to win 3 outright championships, pretty satisfying career that you'll be leaving with.
I'm super happy about it. I mean, this team has been amazing. And for us to be able to be that successful, I mean, attributes to the previous classes before us as well. And I couldn't have asked for a better experience in college. So it's really been awesome, and I can't wait to continue it.
Is Terrace Elementary watching?
They are.
Nice. Want to give a shout out?
Shout out to Terrace.
Hello to my mom's class again.
Chris, you opened Big Sky play with a loss at Northern Arizona, which at the time was like, oh my gosh, that's just, you missed out on some points there. But you've come now with six straight unbeaten to get back to the top of the league. And now, from your perspective, you go into the last week of the season with a chance to get a positive result at Portland State and not have to worry about what anybody else does.
Yeah, which was the scary piece looking at the schedule when it came out this year. I was like, oh, we have to play on a Thursday, and then we don't get to play on the last day of the season. We need to take care of business beforehand. And so to be in this position, it's exactly what we wanted. And hopefully every Griz team from this point on gets to compete for a title on the last day of the season. That's what you want, and here we are.
Yeah, Chris, can you just expand on that? Going into a game like that, just kind of what's the vibe like, pre-game, all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah, so going into Thursday, most important piece is we got to train well tomorrow morning. We got to lift correctly. We got to train correctly. We got to travel correctly. If you ever get caught up in the idea of like, wow, this is so cool, then you end up losing the game, and that just sucks. So most important thing is doing what we do every single week, which is just training well.
Maddie, you've been here before a few times, actually. So what's it like for you going into it? Any pre-game rituals, anything like that? All the fun.
I mean, the whole team's excited. I mean, I'm super confident in our abilities, and I know the rest of us are as well. And as long as we can take care of business as the trainings and travel, just like Chris said, I mean, I know that we can get it done. So I'm just super excited to travel and get over there.
Similar question, Maddie, just as far as, it feels like aside from 2 years ago, you guys are usually on the road to end the regular season, and last year you clinched the title. So how do you, when you have a road trip like this where there is some stakes to this game, what's like the balance between like getting excited for it, but then also staying calm and, just kind of tackling business? Like, did you notice any differences or any different approach at all?
I think we recognize that this is always a goal of ours. So we take that on with a lot of accountability, and we're excited with that because, I mean, the pressure, we felt it before and we are still able to get it done. So, I mean, I think the team knows how to handle these moments, and I'm excited for it.
You just, when you are a veteran player and you see the younger girls, like maybe in practice and like you can see that they're going to be good, but then they get opportunities like Kaylee did yesterday. Just what's it like from your perspective, seeing the younger girls also step up to help out the veteran players who've been here and laid the success for them?
It's awesome. I mean, Kaylee's first goal couldn't have come at a better time, and I'm so beyond happy for her. And you just see it in practices from the younger players as well, just seeing them grow. And it's awesome knowing that I'm going to be leaving too. So it's like, I'm so happy for them. And I mean, just for the past few goals have been from them. So it's just awesome to see them take over as well.
You, Chris, just your approach these final weeks leading up to the conference tournament, what does it look like in terms of like prep? Obviously there's a game, but how do you like kind of navigate these next few weeks before the big one? Yeah,
it's really tricky because everybody in the conference, once we're done playing Sunday, we're of course done on Thursday, but everybody else on a Sunday, we've got anywhere from 10 to 12 to 13, 14 days off before we play again. That's a lot of time to lose momentum and rhythm, which has to be rebuilt. I think 1 and 2 have the harder draw because you have to wait an extra couple of days while whoever plays in the quarterfinal gets momentum, gets to play again, gets to get all the rust off, and then show up and offer the high of winning, take that high into a game against a number 1 or a number 2. And so we've got to prep slightly differently to what we have done historically because the majority of the time 1 and 2 are not winning. And so we got to come up with something, and we got some pretty clever ideas of how to do that. But we'll be prepping correctly and hoping for a great turnout from Missoula. And I know these guys are pretty fired up to play.
Coach, I wanted to ask about some of the injuries, and they happen at unfortunate times, especially when it's later on in the year. What does it say about the team to keep performing through those injuries? But at the same time, it's hard to reach your ceiling when you have so many injuries. So just that battle.
Yeah, correct. What would the ceiling have been if everybody was healthy, I guess is the question. But at the same time, would Kaylee be getting the playing time? Would Reagan be doing what she's doing? Would we be seeing all these new stars being born so early if it wasn't for these injuries? And so the only reason that they are performing as well as they are performing, it's because the older players who are injured are giving them the permission to do it. Because sometimes as a younger player, if you step on the field and a senior's not playing, and the senior is moping and she is down and she is frustrated that she doesn't get her chance and she puts that energy into you, you can't play well. We have a senior group that's really unlocking the potential of everybody who's younger than them, saying, go out and do it because I can't do it for me. And it's just goosebump worthy for me every single time. And it's, like I said, giving permission to Reagan and the Kayleys and the Lydias and everybody. You look at the photo of as soon as we score the goal, the people around Kaylee, it's a freshman, a sophomore, right? Then a junior comes in. And so to have those younger players stepping in now, early, way earlier than they probably should in their career, it just shows you what's coming in the future for us as well.
Maddie, what about from like the player perspective? And obviously you're kind of building towards this moment. So like whenever you have a upperclassman get hurt, that's tough. But how do you guys just keep going after it?
Yeah, it's obviously heartbreaking when a teammate, especially someone that I came in as a freshman with, gets hurt in their senior year. But I mean, the role that they have taken on is just so selfless, and they still have the biggest impact, not even on the field. Like their presence is missed when they're gone. So for them to still support in the way that they do, I mean, it's awesome to see them from the sideline, like injured, still cheering us on as if they were still playing. So.
Just one more for me. Maddie, obviously you're also a player who played young, right? Got in the mix young. Do you ever have like teammates come up to you and ask you what that experience was like? Like, have you ever noticed that, or you guys, because that's a different relationship maybe you'd have. Like, has that ever happened much where you can maybe explain some of your growing pains that you can maybe help them with as well?
Definitely. It takes a little bit for them to get used to like playing with the older players, so they have to realize I'm not so scary as a senior, and I try to make it seem like you can come up to me whenever. So it's nice that I've built that relationship with the freshmen and sophomores that can come up to me and ask for advice, because I mean, it is hard being younger and not knowing exactly what to expect. So for me to be able to give them some wisdom and insight, I just love doing it as well.
When you were a young player, what do you remember the most about it? Like kind of the head spinning nature of it. Like did anything kind of stand out that you can like totally tell them like, hey, this is a totally normal feeling or anything like that?
I mean, just the early nerves. I mean, I just remember as a freshman being so nervous and just to make a mistake. And now I'm like, I acknowledge that I'm going to make a mistake, but it's the moment after that is what matters most. So just telling them that you can move on from that and it doesn't affect the rest of the game. Like it's how you respond is the biggest thing that I can give them.
Chris, was it easier to manage the emotions of senior day, given that you're coming back here in a couple weeks?
No, absolutely not. No, there was so much pain associated with this one just because of the injuries to the senior class. It was a rough one, and I need to extend this thing as long as possible because I can't feel that way again. So let's just win the NCAA tournament and be good with it.
Maddie, for you, how are you managing that, knowing that you are going to come back to Missoula, but it's your last like regular season celebration with your classmates?
I feel like it's hit me in bits and pieces. I mean, we do senior spotlights, our practice, so I'm able to get a lot of emotions out there. But even on senior day, it's always emotional. And so I'm definitely withholding it till the very, very end. But it's crazy how fast these 4 years have gone. So I'm just enjoying every moment that I have left.
Obviously, losing players changes the way you guys play, but how do you think it's shifted to sort of the mindset and the identity of your team so far, Chris?
Oh, that's a great question. We did have to, as you lose key players who provide individual things, it really becomes more of a team setting all of a sudden, right? Where we have to tweak little things here and there, and all of a sudden we have to play better together. You can't just rely on, Maddie Ditto, Chloe Seelhoff taking care of business on their own. It has to become a collective effort. And if anything, it's really strengthened us from that standpoint, I think, game on game. And yeah, that's the best part of it, if there is a silver lining to it.
And Maddie, given the way that you guys lost to Sac State last year, that probably felt pretty good on Sunday to get back to it.
Yes, it was relieving to get that win over them.
No panda questions. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.